IMSA's season is well and truly underway. Now let's have a bit of a talk about the Daytona 24. I'm going to try and do it in a single take because there were a bunch of different things that stood out over the course of the weekend. I think we have to start off with the winners in GTP, don't we? The number 7, Porsche Penske Motorsport. I have some friends who were at Daytona and one of them decided they were going to show me the lap 67, the 6 was leading the 7 because, of course. But it was the 7 that ended up taking the win on this occasion. Nasser getting another win, and Lauer and Heinrich behind the wheel as well. So it's a three-peat in the new GTP days for PPM. Good job. It's a shame they're not in WEC this year, but there's a whole thing with manufacturer funding and stuff like that. And I think it's something that series need to keep an eye on. The costs are always going to go up, but trying to keep it sustainable is the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, these are glorified marketing activities for the manufacturers. You don't want to be losing manufacturers, otherwise you end up with less things in WEC. I mean, we've lost 3 cars, haven't we? Because we've lost the customer Proton 963 as well. We don't have any 963s in WEC this year. And yet we have, what, 3 still in IMSA, the 2 PPMs and JDC Miller car? The 04 leads home LMP2 from Inter Europol, both of their cars actually, and then the United 22. You do feel for the United car because they got DQ'd last year, didn't they? But I'll talk more about LMP2 in a moment because there was quite a lot to talk about with them, as well as just generally. GTD Pro, it was convincing for Paul Miller Racing this year compared to 12 months ago with the run-ins with the Corvettes and both teams using their slower cars as blockades and that famous flipping off that we saw that was then replicated in the finale of WEC. The highest sub Corvette this time around was number 4 in P4. And then for GTD, oh boy, that was a battle, wasn't it? I don't know. In the moment, I felt like the warning that Winward got was a bit light for Ward hitting team. Especially because I feel like that defined the ending of the battle. The Mercedes was able to hold on in the infield and then pull away a little bit down the straights. It's a shame for Magnus Racing as well. I mean, I remember when they first announced they were running the Aston Martin and they had those photoshops where you have the same wheel photoshopped onto the side of the car, just spinning in different directions. It's a shame. I thought that they would have better luck, but in the end, it wasn't to be. 2 Astons on the podium, though. Heart of Racing's 27 in 3rd place, with the likes of Robert Andrudi, but also Dudi Barrichello and Tom Gamble. It's a real mix there. But I do want to talk about LMP2. I want to talk about the driving etiquette in this race. I mean, for 04, they were, backwards on the first lap at the first corner. And, yeah, went on to win the class. Proof that you can't win anything in turn 1 in a 24-hour endurance race. Proof that you need to race to that full 24 hours. I mean, it's a shame for Spike, right? They've had good runs in recent years. PJ Hyatt's won an LMP2 the last couple of years. And what is it? 5th? But the driving standards were quite poor. I didn't get to tune in and watch the whole thing end to end. But whenever I did, whenever I looked away and then looked back, there was an LMP2 missing some bodywork and a full course yellow going out. I mean, heck, we saw a spin course, a full course yellow with former F1 driver Logan Sargent driving the Era 18 at one point. And it reminded me a bit of Rodam last year. It's making me think that prediction that I made, the one where Rodam would have less cautions when it went from a more sprinty event into an endurance event, that was a bit brave. That was only a little bit brave, though. But just still, anyway. Brave. Regardless, I think we need to talk about the weather. Very British of me, right? That fog was so intense. You can see so many photos of it. It's just wild. And the rain. I mean, how long do we spend under caution because of the weather? It wasn't quite, NERB 24 a couple of years ago when the race was basically ended because was it near enough half the race was spent just in weather delays. That's like the draw of a 24-hour race, especially with the kinds of tracks that we're talking about there. Nürburgring is the Nordschleife. Daytona, well, you got the oval. You got a 2.5 mile oval to cover. And yeah, infield bits and chicanes, but so what? Overall, it was an alright Daytona 24. I don't think it had the same kind of heart and mouth stuff as, say, last year's one. I mean, yes, there was a battle towards the end. Jack Aitken was trying to close down on the number 7. You had that battle between the 31 and the 7. Got a Zillage, by the way. Stepping into that 31 car. That kid, he has a mighty career ahead of him. I know there was a time where Kyle Larson looked like he was challenging Max Verstappen for the best driver in the world. Zillage, we need to get him over in Europe. Yeah, let him running in NASCAR a couple of years, maybe pick up a cup title or two. But the sooner we get him over here, the sooner we get him in TCRs, Euro NASCAR, maybe even Formula stuff, but in particular I think tin tops and sports cars. He'll set the world on fire. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below, folks. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, thanks for tuning in. Anything else that you think that I should have talked about, let me know in the comment section. But until next time, it's bye for now.